Mike the Bee, theme music. Mike the Bee, theme music. You never know where he's gonna be. He's just gonna be. Mike the Bee, theme music. Hello, my little flowers. Today I'm coming to you from Hollywood. Right? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm here at Universal Studios, Florida. I'm here to check out all the Halloween Horror Night stuff that's already set up. It's just a few days away, so this is my final update until the event starts. So with all that saying, let's go. So the first scare zone is Horrors of Halloween. The Pumpkin Lord, the spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event, summoning hordes of fiendish creatures. Terror has taken root. So as you can see, the Pumpkin Lord's throne is set up right in the front, so you're going to be able to see him and get lots of really good pictures before you venture into the actual scare zone, which represents the other scare zones at this year's event. The first scare zone represented is Conjur the Dark. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. Now your blood will fuel them. I always appreciate this scare zone just because it encompasses the entire event. In this case, the other scare zones, which you're going to encounter throughout your evening, there's so many little details. Hopefully you'll be able to see them at night during the event. If not, you can always get there for Stay and Scream a little earlier when the sun is still out and see them a little bit better. The next scare zone represented is Graveyard Deadly Unrest. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. This to me is truly one of the more classic horrors of Halloween, and definitely I think will fit very well in the event this year. I know the actual scare zone has been coming together quite nicely. I did take quite a bit of a video this time of what looks like the completed project, but of course it's not completed till you get those actors in there. But it's still, I think this is going to be a really good zone this year. The now infamous Halloween Horror Nights archway is up, and of course it is covered in hundreds of pumpkins from Halloween's past. But one very important pumpkin is back, a fan favorite, Little Boo. You can find Little Boo pretty much in the top middle of the archway this year. Now if you don't know who Little Boo is, Little Boo has risen to fame over a tweet put out last year by a team member during a team member preview. Little Boo was at the entrance of the Wicked Growth House, and he claimed Little Boo as his favorite pumpkin. Little did that team member know that that was going to catapult Little Boo into Halloween Horror Nights fandom, like becoming an instant star. So now Little Boo has his own kind of merchandise line. He's featured on a lot of stuff this year for Horror Nights, but you can see Little Boo as you walk under the archway this year. Look up and kind of in the middle, and you should be able to see him. Our next zone represented is Scarecrow Cursed Soil. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. They will harvest your screams. I'm very interested to see how this particular scare zone comes together. I did again walk through what looks like the finished product today, which you'll see in a few minutes. But I don't know, I don't know how else it's going to come together without just giant scarecrows jumping out at you. But I guess we'll find out. And finally, we have Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. So this scare zone takes up the New York section of the park. It is near the Tribute store as well. I usually don't tend to like the scare zone over in the New York section just because I feel like they can't always fill the space very well. Hopefully this year they will prove me wrong, because this seems like it's going to be quite a really nice and fun scare zone. The Halloween Horror Night theme Midway games are up and they're ready to go. They of course have the themed prizes to be won. This is just a fun little something to do. Of course it does cost a little extra, but who doesn't like a good carnival game? So I made my way over to the New York section of the park, where the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone is at. The only addition for me were these jack-o'-lantern stacks with the witch's hat. They're awesome. Great photo opportunity. They're all over the scare zone. As far as the rest of the scare zone, everything looks really good. It's like a county fair. Got all the booths, and the Major Sweet Candy Company truck is there. We're just missing the children, that were affected by the candy. I usually don't like this area just because it seems very spread out to me. Hopefully they will prove me wrong this year, because it looks really, really good and I'm really excited. So I love me a really good theme and kind of storyline. And this area, the Meats Locker, is amazing. Like, it's not even open, and I love this area. Like, the whole idea and concept behind this like food booth is amazing. Like, it's a meat locker. There's hanging meat, there's meat cuts, in the case, like you're supposed to choose one or something. The actual food comes in the little packaging like you get like at the grocery store or the butcher shop. It's just amazing. It's so well thought out. I love this. And because it's also in this tight space, they thought about that too, where it looks like it's one way in, one way out, because the other side says do not enter. I cannot wait for this area to open. So making my way over to the San Francisco area, I come to Conjur the Dark. This is the first All Hallows Eve. The evil sorceress called forth monstrosities from the dark dimensions. They have added so much more to this scare zone since the last time I was at the park. Like, they have these ginormous kind of like what they call boo holes. There's all kinds of just little props all over the place. The stage, of course, is set. There's some, things that are covered, so we don't like to give away spoilers, but most people believe these are the sacrifices for the sorceress. So I guess we will find out once the event begins. But otherwise, there's just all kinds of things. There's like, skulls, and there's cauldrons, and there's just all kinds of stuff that the sorceress probably used to get these monstrosities into our realm. So just be on the lookout for that, because they need your blood to survive. So Halloween Nightmare Fuel is making a return this year. Their show is going to be called Wildfire. They will be in the big stadium in between London and Men in Black. I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say it. I did not enjoy the show last year. I found it to be a little lackluster. I don't know if that's because it was their first time at Horror Nights. I don't know if it's because they had restrictions they had to work with. I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy the show like I have other shows from years past. I'm hoping they change my mind this year. I hope it's just a really good, high energy, fun show, as we've come to know and love here at Horror Nights. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out when they open in a couple days. So the Child's Play Chucky photo op booth is back. It's in the same spot it was last time. It's on the waterfront, right across from Men in Black. If you missed your opportunity last time, or you just want a new photo, well, it has made its return. I am in love with the theming of the different food booths this year. How they all have like their own little, either a nod to a character or just Halloween in general. I do want to point out that there's a missed opportunity at the ginormous pumpkin booth that they have 0 pumpkin options on their menu this year. So I made it over to the pathway over by Central Park. That is where the Scarecrow Cursed Soil Scare Zone is at. They have added so much detail to this area since the last time I was there. This is the abandoned farm where the scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. It just looks amazing. Like it was just the risers or whatever the last time I walked through here, and now it looks like you're walking through a barn. Like there's high areas where scare actors will more than likely be. There's boo holes. There's scarecrows all over the place. Like it just looks so good. And I know when the sun sets and the lights come on and the smoke machines are going and the music's going, it's going to be amazing. And then of course the walking path, it's a tight space. So it makes for really good, scares and just atmosphere in general. And of course I had to get this picture at the end. It was this poor soul just didn't quite make it to the outhouse. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to be an amazing area. So finally I'm in the Hollywood section where the Graveyard Deadly Unrest Scare Zone is. All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens the long dead spirits. I think I'm really excited for this scare zone because it just looks amazingly creepy. Like the statues, the tunes, like everything. I think I'm really excited for this particular scare zone this year. Looks like the mystery machine is already on the case. So maybe the spirits will be not unrested by the time the event starts in a couple days. I did check out the Dead Coconut Club. The banners hung on the Red Coconut Club. It looks like it's going to be part of Halloween Horror Nights this year out in City Walk. There's no details yet about what exactly this is going to entail, but it looks like it's just going to be another fun extension of the event, but out in the City Walk area away from all the mayhem going on in the parks. So I did get the pass holder preview of the Tribute store this year, and I just have to say I really love the concept. It is part of the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone. So this is set up like a carnival ride, which ties into the kind of carnival outside that's going on. You walk in, it's like you get on your ride vehicle and you take off to the store. You can see the track on the floor, which winds its way through the entire Tribute store, which is a really nice touch. The first room you come into is the Pumpkin Patch room. I believe this is a nod to the Pumpkin Lord, who is reigning over Horror Nights this year. The next room you come into is the cemetery room. which seems to be a common theme at Horror Nights this year. This room I think is done very, very well. There's some cute little pop-ups like you would see in like a side carnival dark ride attraction, but there's also a lot of like really nice detailed statues. Of course, the lighting and everything kind of pulls everything together. A lot of people really enjoyed the feel and the look in this room. There's even a little photo op in the corner before you leave this room. You then pass through the mausoleum of all the pictures of the people who purchased a picture to be in the tribute store this year. So next you come into the witches or sorcerers room. I really enjoyed this room because it just felt like you were in a witch's like lair or kind of like, you know, special place. Like she had cast spells on all kinds of different things in this room, or maybe she's trying something out. But it's just, I don't know, there's a little bit of fun, a little bit of mystery, and of course, all things Halloween. This is also where you can find the themed treats for this year's event. And finally, you make it to the checkout room, which is a haunted Halloween festival. It's just a nice addition and a nice finish to a great tribute store. And as you actually exit the tribute store, there's always kind of like this last like kiss goodbye. So they have all these fun little advertisements on the walls as you leave, and then you come to the Eerie Emporium, which has all these like just really cool t-shirts and hats, mugs, different little things that have all these like sayings or logos or something from the tribute store this year and then from years past. So if you get a chance, make sure you stop, look at everything. It's just a fun little end to the tribute store this year. Don't forget to have your photo made in a piece of Monster Cafe history. That's right, the chair from Monster Cafe is outside the exit to the tribute store for final photos. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for me here at Universal Studios Orlando Resort. Halloween Horror Nights does start on September 2nd. It runs through October 31st. I will be here running amok in all the festivities. I hope to see you guys out here too. Otherwise, thank you for following. As always, I am Mike the Bee. You never know where I'm going to be. I'm just going to be UB2. I'll see you guys later. Bye!